Welcome back to Shopdog Garage. In today's video, I'm going to be replacing the oil and filter on my Porsche 944. To start, I'll go over the recommended oil from Porsche, as well as the different oils that I'm going to be trying out. Porsche recommends an oil change every 15,000 miles for the 944, and half of that for the turbo, I believe, but most enthusiasts follow an interval of every 3,000 or 5,000 miles to reduce engine wear. This also tends to keep components cleaner and reduce friction. The 944 manual and many enthusiast forums suggest different oil grades for different weather, and most suggest running a multi-grade oil of 20W50 or 15W50 due to the high temperature rating and protection for engine components. In colder climates, you'll want to avoid starting your 944 below 14 degrees Fahrenheit for either 20W50 or 15W50 oils. Something else to note is that these engines from the 80s were designed to use oils with a higher zinc concentration. Some oils, like the Valvoline's VR1 racing oil, specifies use with older engines and flat tappet lifters, and will have higher zinc concentrations for engines like the 944. In order to change the oil on your 944, you'll need a way to raise the car, either a lift, ramps, or jack stands. You'll also need a drain pan, a 15mm socket and wrench to remove the drain plug, a 74mm 14 flute oil filter socket and extension, oil, a new oil filter, as well as an oil drain plug crush washer or sealing ring. The oil filter I'll be using is the Mahle OC142, but you can use a Porsche OEM filter or other brands that have been long debated on forums. You'll also need 16 quarts of engine oil, but it's helpful to have an extra to top off your oil after running the car for a moment. The oil I'll be using today is Valvoline's VR1 20W50 full synthetic oil. I'm switching from the conventional VR1 20W50 oil due to colder temperatures here, as well as the better cleaning properties of synthetic oil. I'm not sure what the previous owner used and feel a deeper cleaning may be beneficial. It is noteworthy that while synthetic oil has properties that allow it to clean more gunk from the engine, this can also free up gunk from dried seals or gaskets, causing your engine to weep. But with cars this old, that should be addressed rather sooner than later anyways. Before starting your oil change, it is wise to warm up the engine a little bit before draining the oil in order to heat it up, which will make it flow better and tends to clean out more gunk. Now, once you've warmed up your engine, you can lift the car and bring your tools underneath the drain plug. When removing the oil drain plug, you'll want your catch pan close by and ready. Once the plug is removed and oil is flowing, you can remove the oil fill cap to increase the flow rate. While the oil drains, go ahead and inspect your drain plug for damage. These are magnetic drain plugs from Porsche, so inspect for metal or shavings that may be at the bottom of your engine. You'll also want to replace the drain plug washer or seal while you're doing this. Once the oil is drained, you can go ahead and reinstall the plug and torque it to a value of 37 foot-pounds. Now that the oil is drained and you have reinstalled your drain plug, we can remove the oil filter, which is tightly positioned on the passenger side of the engine bay. Sadly, these are mounted facing downwards, which causes a huge mess when changing them, so it is smart to position your catch pan below the filter and place catch rags or towels below the filter and above your power steering pump. Due to the limited space, you'll need to use a 74mm filter socket and extension to remove the filter. The quicker the better to reduce oil spilling over the engine. Before reinstalling the new filter, apply some oil to the rubber sealant ring to avoid tearing while reinstalling the filter. The new filter can be hand tight, and if using a wrench, don't go past quarter turn hand tight. Now it's time to fill up the engine with our new oil. Most cars take about 5.8 quarts of oil, so start around there and top it up as necessary. You can fill the engine up to the high mark on the dipstick, since some of the oil will be moved around through the engine once you start it. You can now put your fill cap back on and start the car, checking for normal oil pressure, then turning your car back off and letting it sit for a few minutes to let the oil drain back down. After a few minutes, check the oil level and top off as needed. That's all you need to know to change the oil and filter on your Porsche 944. I hope that this was helpful to some people, and I also hope to see you in the next video.